That's what he wants. He wants his family together.
Right.
He doesn't want the family apart. He wants the family together. And that's what the Lord wants. And that's what the Israelite School of UPK is going to give him. The Israelite School of UPK under Command Johnny Hanna is going to give the Lord the family he wants. Because we follow what the Bible says. We look in here and see what it is. And then we go and we teach. And who he lets listen, they hear it and they come in. And who doesn't hear it, they don't hear it. And that's just that.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
It's like it's Shapat says, adding to the other one, sir, would Romans 9, 2 and 16 and Isaiah 13 be on topic?
Okay, I don't know these precepts off the top of my head. Somebody's gonna have to read it to see if it fits. I think somebody was holding another one. Kings or something, saying the brother Paul.
So yeah, it was it was 1 Kings 8, 47 through 52. Let me get that.
Okay.
1 Kings 8.
Real quick, let me know if there's another
There's another question. Question request for a breakdown, scripture breakdown. Is Baraki Allah says, Salakia, sir. Could I get a breakdown on Genesis 15, 12 through 15, Baba Gashar? Was this a prophecy for our captivity in Egypt or in the Americas?
Okay, I'm gonna check it out, all right?
Get this one. 47 is 1 King 8, verse 47. He was saying that it was related to what you was breaking down, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, if they 1 King 8 and 47. Yet if they shall bethink themselves in a land whither they were carried captives and repent and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives, saying, we have sinned and have done perversely, we have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward the land which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name.
Okay, that's not really in the spirit of what I was bringing up. It's saying something. It's saying return to the Lord, but you wouldn't have to return if you obeyed in the first place. You wouldn't have to make supplication or make a sacrifice if you just did what was supposed to be done when it was supposed to be done. You get the point? And okay, life in general, there's some things you're just not going to get. You're going to have to make the mistake. You're going to have to knock your head. But then there's other things you could just get by just doing. You get the point? You're just going to get by just doing, and you'll understand it later. Peter understood that thing. When he was washing the feet, remember? Christ went to wash Peter's feet. Peter's like, hold up. You my Lord, you're my other one. You can't wash my feet, sir.
Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. What's going on? Yahweh Shemesh. Oh, Salaki, hold on. Let me move this mic close just in case somebody said they can't hear me. All right. Now, I hope everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, put a 1W in the chat if you can hear me. All right. If you can hear me, put a 1W in the chat. Shalom, Yahweh Shemesh to all the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alathun Bashim Yahweh, shout to all the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer 5000 Malak, and this is the Wednesday Night Law class here in Kansas City. Let's go ahead and clap it up. We've got so much to discuss in such a little short amount of time. There's so much going on right now with World War III prophecy, and it is so heavy, and we're going to break everything down as best as possible according to the Bible and according to history, and we're going to get into it tonight, and it's like I said, it's in a short amount of time. But we're going to get into it. All right. So let's get into it, right? As everyone knows, unless you're living under a rock, all right, first and foremost, before I get going, before we start teaching, make sure that you sign in, check into this sign-in link. If you're a young brother or sister who is earning their Hebrew name, you're trying to get that Hebrew name, and it is a glorious thing, especially in these last days. We're going to get to that precept later on this evening. You want to make sure you're signing in. All right. So make sure you sign in, you get that credit for your Hebrew name, and let's get it. All right. The link is right there in the description. It's not so like in the comment section, not the description. All right. So let's go ahead, man. Let's get into it. All right, we got shalom, mighty man. Right, we got World War III on the precipice of, on the verge of taking over this earth. Like the whole earth is getting consumed in World War III, and it all started with Israel and America launching preemptive strikes against the country of Iran on Saturday morning. Everyone understand? Let's get this clip. Right, I'm gonna share a couple clips this evening just so everyone can see. If you didn't already see what is taking place in the Middle East right now. All right, let's get it. I have a few precepts we're going to break down this evening surrounding the World War III prophecy. It's a few of them in the Bible. And then there's a few things that I also want to show Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians what they should be doing in these last days. And just for spoiler alert, I know that you're thinking that what I'm going to be breaking down about World War III is how to prepare, how to get your farm and garden started, how to make sure you got water secure. Those things are important and those are great. That's good. And those things you should be doing. Getting, weapons stock if you could, illegally, if you could have them and own them. But this is the thing that we're going to discuss, something spiritual, right? Remember, the Bible says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. And we want to make sure that you are always focused on what the state of your spirit. You want to make sure that you are focused on what's after the physical, the carnal, what's after the bombs, what's after the war, what's after the famine, what's after the disease. You want to make sure that spiritually you are prepared, because when spiritually you're prepared, then the carnal, your flesh, which is what carne means, your flesh will follow. All right, so we're going to get into that. And like I said, spoiler alert, we ain't talking about stocking greens and peaches. We're going to be talking about the real deal, how to make sure that you are protected, safe when those bombs do fly and drop. All right, so let's get to a few videos, right? First, I'm going to show you how it all started, right? We're going to go into how it all started. Oh, there we go. Let's see. And then Kakum Gabar. Let me see if Kakum is on here. Right? Shalom. Let me bring Kakum on. Hold on one second. Hey, Shalom, Mike. Yahaba Shemesh B'Tah. What's going on, Kakum?
Hey, Shalom, B'Tah.
Go ahead, clap it up for CG. Hey, Salaki, Kakum, as I'm finding a few videos I would like to share, could you give me the beginning of this happening Saturday morning? It was Friday night into Saturday morning during the wee hours of 2 o'clock. This devil Donald Trump in Israel launched a preemptive strike against Iran to unalive the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei over in Iran Saturday morning. And I remember it was just yesterday, but I remember it like, man, I woke up and I got some good rest Friday night before Sabbath service could come, if I may say so myself. Brother, when I woke up at about 7:30, 8 o'clock Saturday morning. I looked at my phone and the only thing I saw were just Iran, Israel, Iran, America, Iran. It was like just my phone, the news apps and the articles just kept popping up on your notification. They were popping up on my notifications on my phone now. And I said,
Right.
like, what's going on? And so I'm clicking on everything. And when I saw what we're about to show the audience, the class, I started to smile. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, hold on. Is this what I think it is? Is this America and Israel launching a strike against Iran? And also, for the record, Kakum, from now on, I'm going to just say the things that I know in class, because this is what I wanted to say last Wednesday night in class. I wanted to make the prophetic prediction that between Friday night or Saturday night, America was going to launch strikes against Iran. You see, not only do I read history, I look at the news, that mainstream media news, the legacy media news, what they could consider legacy media is the CNNs, MSNBC, sometimes Fox, other news stations. I also look at, I know people that are still in our oppressors' military, right? And I still try to have I have a relationship with some of those people, Kakum Gabar, who were still in our oppressor's military, because I was in the oppressor's military, and specifically I was Navy. And so a lot of times, mostly all the time, whenever they're about to deploy or they're about to do anything, it's all top secret information and it is confidential until after it happens. You understand what I'm saying? Like before we deployment, there were certain things that they tell us that you could not tell your family. Like you couldn't say where you were going. You couldn't say, you know, how long, you know, you can't call from base. You can't call from the ship. You can't call home and say we're in this location, because they have ISs or OSs who are listening to those calls, and they will cut the phone off, and you will absolutely be penalized and punished. So there are things that you can't say. There are things that you can say. But when you were in there and you know the people who were in there, and by now the people I knew that I served with are E8s or E7s, E6s. You understand? These are they know a lot. And on top of that could come just being in the truth. We know the truth, and we are prophets of God, which is why you brothers and sisters in the world should absolutely listen to us, because we know what we're talking about. This isn't conjecture. And so I knew from my sources could come. I'm gonna start talking like them devils in the CIA. I knew could come from my sources that it was strongly urged to anyone in our oppressor's military, especially Esau's Navy and Air Force, that Donald Trump was going to strike Iran Friday night, meaning early Saturday morning. So I just knew that it was going to happen. And furthermore, another reason why a lot of experts, military and war experts, ex-army generals, the reason they knew that he was going to strike Friday night into Saturday morning is because he has a tendency to do that, right? They looked at all of the wars or the conflicts that Donald Trump has started could come, and they saw that in every conflict he started, he's always launched the one last year in June against Iran. When they hit Iran's nuclear sites, the bunker buster bomb from the B-2 bomber that came from here in Missouri at Whiteman Air Force Base, that was done Friday night, Saturday morning. Like every single strike, this devil Donald Trump is an idiot, and his tendencies are already studied. They're already studied. Everyone knows this is what he's more than likely to do. And furthermore, if I may come, apparently, now this is conjecture, what I'm about to say, because this has not been proven yet. Furthermore, they're saying that the Ayatollah knew that he was going to die as well. Like they planned this. The Iranians pretty much used the information they had from America against America. So they knew, which is why the Ayatollah, if y'all didn't know, he died with his family. The Ayatollah didn't die by himself. He martyred himself because the country that he was supreme theocratic ruler over, they're Shia Muslim. And martyrdom is what sparks that jihadi, blow yourself up, Al-Qaeda lifestyle. And that's a country of 90 million people who are all for the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. I don't care what Western media says, and those dummies, they got paid in the streets of Los Angeles to celebrate the death of the Ayatollah. If you've been over there to the Middle East, to Iran in specific, or if you've been to the Middle East and spoken to the Shia Muslims there, brother, they are crazy about their supreme leader. They're crazy about him. And when I say crazy about them, I mean they will kill themselves for their leader. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And so this is something that Iran have already planned for years. And when I say for years, I mean for the past 15 years at least. They planned this. And I just saw another report. This wasn't a report. I just shared a post. I did read this in a report, but I shared a post that some oppressor, they said the Iranians are using these quote unquote cheap missiles could come right now so that America could use up their resources with their interceptor missiles. And if I could, before you play a video, I'm gonna break this down so it's flat and simple to understand for the average audience listening. The average cost of the interceptor missiles that America uses to intercept, strike down, and destroy those missile strike drones that Iran are using, they're $1 million a pop. $1 million a pop. The drones that the Iranians have stored, stocked, and built 80 a day for the last 15 years, they're $20 to $50,000 each. They have been stockading these weapons for the last since I was in high school, Kakam. 15 years now. And the country is so, this isn't Iraq. This isn't Afghanistan. Iran is huge. Do you understand? It is huge.
Right.
They have so much mountainous terrain, and the geographical location they're in, just like America, is a plus, is a plus for Iran. And they were able to make these bunkers and store these missiles in these bunkers since I was in high school. And so they have so many of these drone strikes that they haven't even tapped into yet. And all of these interceptor missiles, the report came out yesterday morning, America is almost 1/3 of their interceptor missiles are already depleted. And this war hasn't even lasted for 1 week yet. And remember, all of those years Joe Biden was in office, he was giving the interceptor missiles that Lockheed Martin did make to Ukraine. So Ukraine has about 1/3 of America's interceptor missiles. The Pentagon, this is not a report from some Rudy Toot reporter. This is from the generals and the Joint Chiefs of Staff at the Pentagon that said that America cannot keep this up for longer than 3 weeks, could come 3 weeks, because in those 3 weeks, they will be out of missiles. They will be out of interceptor missiles. Now, remember, you heard it here. Remember, the UPK prophesied this. And also remember, like I just told you, could come, I should have just went ahead and said what I wanted to say last Wednesday. I wanted to say on this camera in class, I wanted to say, brother, I think Donald Trump, I have strong reason to believe, could come, that idiot Donald Trump that white rubes voted for in 2024, that he's going to launch a joint and preemptive strike against Iran Friday night into Saturday morning. I should have just went ahead and said it out. We might have had 1 million views on that class, brother. We might have had 1 million views on that class. But nonetheless, Barak Atah Yahweh Yahweh Shai for what the Lord is showing us and proving to the world and for the Jakes in the world right now. Like Most High in Christ for what the Most High God is showing God's chosen people to give you a last-second effort to come into the truth. You better find your way in this school. We're going to break that down a little later as well. These prophecies and what you need to do as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian that's watching this war from the outside, you better join a side. You better pick a side. We're going to break that down later. Go ahead, Kakam. You got video or an article of what's going on right now?
Kind of a so yeah, pretty much. Let me see the first article.
And then show me a video with it too. And while you're pulling it up, I want to give some shout outs. I want to say shalom to the sister Bashamaf that's in class checking in. I saw the sister Ra'aya, Most High in Christ. Sis Ra'aya, I see she checks into Captain Natazak's class in VA, right? I watched that class too, sis. You know Captain Natazak is who raised me in the truth. Barakafei Hawaii Hawashah. Shalom to you, sis. Shalom to all the trolls out there too. I see you trolls in the comments. Go ahead, continue to get these. Somebody said that's cap. Those drone strike missiles Iran uses are $80,000 to $300,000. Well, listen, cite your source. Pull your proof. The Bible says, prove all things. That's what the Bible says. Prove all things. All right. So once again, the water to you trolls. Get our algorithm pumped up for ISUPK, Iowa, and Kansas City. Let's get it out. Go ahead, Kakam. And shalom to the young man checking in the class. What's going on, soldier? All right, Kakam, you got it out.
Yeah, Kana Makan. Yeah, so here's the article right here where it talks about when they initially did the strike. So it says, Trump said in a video posted to social media at 2:30 in the morning. So first of all, we was all asleep, most of us probably. And they're about 6-7 hours, however many hours ahead, and they over there dropping bombs. You know what I'm saying? But social media at 2:30 in the morning Eastern, that U.S. forces struck targets in the Islamic Republic Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the attacks were conducted in conjunction with Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump said, our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very bad, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
Late Saturday afternoon, Trump said on his Truth Social platform that Iran Supreme Leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, had been unalived in the strike.
Oh, yeah.
Reading on, this is not only justice for the people of Iran, but for all great Americans and those people from many countries throughout the world that have been killed or mutilated by Khamenei and his gang of bloodthirsty thugs.
Of course,
Good
that's
night.
Western propaganda, which is why I
Right.
always hate. This is something I learned going on deployment over there. What you see here in America is not what they see there. And furthermore, what you see on the news here that they show you on CNN and legacy media stations is not true. Half the time, about 75% of the time, even you can look this up, Fox News was sued for defamation of character and for lying to the public. They weren't reporting real news. I never, this is an experience that changed my life when I was in France. This was the last port before we came back to America. Brother, I never will forget. There was a French lady that was there with her Algerian daughter. Her husband was Algerian and from Algeria, and she's from France. And I remember her talking to me and one of my buddies at the time who was a part of my Liberty group. And she told me, she said, this is when Trump won the election in 2016. She said, do you guys, because you're black, do y'all have any objections to Donald Trump being president of the United States? I tell this story often. And if you know me, you know I've told this story. And we just looked at her. And first and foremost, something that strikes you when you go to other countries, the political knowledge, they're savvy when it comes to geopolitics in other countries. More educated than the average American citizen. Brother, the average American citizen that's an adult can barely read on a 4th grade reading level. Excuse me, a 6th grade reading level. That's a fact. The average American can barely read on a 6th grade reading level. And they say the average American adult doesn't know how to read a research paper. Now, this is what our oppressor studies say. You go to other countries, you see the reason why America has to spend so much on military spending, because they are idiots. And you see the reason why Donald Trump was president and was voted and elected president, because the people who voted for him were a bunch of rubes that were stupid and idiots. They were just a bunch of stupid idiots who literally don't know how to read. Literally. Do you understand? And furthermore, racist. And so I remember her asking, she said, what are you guys' thoughts on Donald Trump winning the election? And I asked her, I said, why do you ask that? I said, because quite honestly, I haven't really gave it much thought. And you know what she told us? She said, well, because you are black, I figured that she said, I suppose that you and your buddy, talking about my buddy who's a brother, she said, I just suppose that y'all wouldn't have liked him because of his racist rhetoric towards black and brown people. And brother, we had a good dialogue, a good conversation that really opened my eyes. And I never will forget just thinking, in that same port, France, I remember watching the news there, and I remember watching CNN from back home. And I said, I was there, so I knew what the truth was. And I said, what they just reported about America's military strikes and all these things going on, this isn't true. I'm just looking at the CNN reports on video. And I said, this is not true. And then I saw Al Jazeera. I saw the news stations there in France, the local news stations. And I said, man, Americans are sadly misinformed, because most of our media, it's all propaganda so that it props up the war machine out of Washington, D.C., so that it makes America look like they're strong, when really you don't know what's going on over there if you don't know someone either in Esau's military, or if you don't actually read the papers from the other countries. If you don't read the reports from those countries, you're never going to get the real story here in America. You can get half truth, but you'll never get the whole truth. And I've noticed from that point on, this was 10 years ago, I've noticed that Americans are sadly misinformed. You try to have a dialogue with the average American, and you will be, I've noticed this too during interviews here in Kansas City, could come. Under Commander General Hanna doing these interviews here, I've noticed, Doc, that the people here, not our people, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, but the average American is just silly. Like they don't have a care for the world and they don't know what's going on. Now, most Americans may be scared, but they don't even know what to be scared of. And that's what we're going to get into tonight. Like there's a feeling of fear that someone who's not in the truth should be feeling now, and they are, but they don't even know what to be afraid of. And that's good. It's perfect. It's what you're supposed to feel. And if you don't have the truth, that's what your life is about to be like until Christ returns. Keep reading.
Colonel Khan. Yeah, if I could, so like address
Please.
the dude named Chef, whatever, in the chat where he talked about that that some of their missiles or whatnot is $80,000 to $300,000, which is like, you know, Google is just so simple. Like right here. So they got what's called the kamikaze drones.
Yes.
Right. And this is the first time that people been using these. And those that on a low ball, it's like $15,000-$20,000 per drone.
Yeah.
And it's just going out and blowing up. You know what I mean? So it's like $20 to $50,000 per drone. And they got a whole, like you said, underground arsenal. Like here's a little small clip.
I'm sharing it now.
Yeah, they got a whole underground arsenal of all these little drones.
Yeah. And remember, they have been stockading. They built these and been storing these for the last 10 to 15 years. They said the report came out that it's either 80 or 800. I'm gonna go with 80. 80 a day since I've been in school. 80 a day. And remember, it's stored all over the country. I don't care how much America strikes and bombs the country of Iran in the next 3 weeks. They will never get to all of those drones. And just like what I saw earlier and just shared before this class, they're only launching the things that they want to launch. They're strategically attacking military and civilian infrastructure in the Middle East right now. I mean, on purpose. Right. Remember, this was all planned. They planned all of this. That Ayatollah was wise enough to know that his days were short. And I also heard a report from the Iranians that he was already sick and expecting to die, which is why he had no problem being a martyr. It only made him stronger in the eyes of the Iranians. Brother, and you see Hezbollah is backing them, Kakam. Hezbollah is backing them in the Gaza Strip. And they are going, it is World War III. And just like Commander General Hanna and General Muhammad mentioned on Monday night, Black Watch, this is what a world war is when everyone is drawn in. No one is going to be sitting idle. Spain made their election sure. Did you see what Spain said? Give me what Spain said. You can even give me the video. Here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to share with you a video. Bro.
I think I got the video. Hold on.
You sure you got it, brother? Because brother, did you see the response that Trump made? First, show me what Spain said. Spain, for all of you who don't know, Spain is America's ally and a part of the European Union, which means that they are allies with America because everyone that is a part of NATO before this idiot Trump got elected and everyone that's a part of the EU were all America's ally. It's a given because America is NATO, right? And so Spain was one of the few European Union countries who spoke out against America striking Iran. And moreover, Spain also said that they will not allow America to use their country for these strikes against Iran. They are against it. The Spaniard president or prime minister said this 2 days ago. He said that no, we're against this. We're absolutely against this. America cannot use Spain. We won't allow that to happen. This is what Donald Trump said. Hold on, Kakam. Go ahead and play it out. This is what Trump said.
enthusiastic about it. Germany, everybody. And Spain didn't do it. And now Spain actually said that we can't use their bases. And that's all right. We don't want to. We could use their base if we want. We could just fly in and use it. Nobody's going to tell us not to use it, but we don't have to. But they were unfriendly. And so I told him, we don't want to. Spain has absolutely nothing that we need other than great people. They have great people, but they don't have great leadership. And as you know, they were the only country that in NATO would not agree to go up to 5%. I don't think they would have agreed to go up to anything. They wanted to keep it at 2%, and they don't pay the 2%. So we're going to cut off all trade with Spain. We don't want anything to do with Spain.
Did you hear that, Doc? Brother? I just seen something. I don't know. Did you want to say something about that?
Nah, he was bold. He said, well, we don't even gotta ask for permission if we want to. We just land up in your airstrip.
What is that called, Kakum? What is that he just admitted to out loud? What did he just admit to?
Man, look, Slovakia
invading Spain.
Oh yeah, invasion.
That's an invasion. When you just go in and take what you want and do what you want in a country, that's a act of war. This devil Donald Trump, he is perfect for America. This is who you've been wanting to be your president all along, simply because you've hated blacks and Hispanics, the people who built this country and who made life better for Americans. You hate us so much, you were willing to vote in the man that's going to end your children's lives. It is so apropos, Kakum. It is necessary for these oppressors, and it's necessary for the return of Jesus Christ. Let's get that out. Let's get Did you first, before I pull anything, did you have anything you wanted to pull about the World War III prophecies in the Bible? There's so many,
there's so many. Well, with just off of that video, what he did right there was like it's how it says in Revelations, where it says, and they shall hate the whore. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And burn her with fire. So he don't care. I think it's I forgot exactly. I think it might be 16, 17, one of them two. But where he's like, where it says, and they shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. So he's provoking all these nations that usually would be your ally, but now you just don't give a damn. You just doing what you want to do. Like for example, with Greenland, you talking about you just gonna take over Greenland. You then went down there into Venezuela. Even you're getting on Mexico's nerves. Canada, you going against Canada. We've been allies with Canada since 1776. You know what I mean?
America,
you know what I mean? America. You know what I mean? So it's like you just burning all your bridges. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
not to mention gasoline is going up 10 cents a day. If you notice, they're trying to stabilize. And even America came out with a report, with a statement yesterday saying they're willing to ensure with the United States Navy escort the tankers leaving the Straits of Hormuz. I don't know if you noticed or not, but those oil tankers, shut this door. These oil tankers, they come with insurance, and they aren't insured anymore because the insurance companies, after this war started, said your premiums are going to go up through the roof. And these oil companies are like, we're not paying that for to deliver the oil through the Straits of Hormuz because it's too dangerous, which means you don't get the oil you need, the gas that you need. And the countries who really need it are Japan, Taiwan, China. Like, this is all it's such a sophisticated and proverbial and prophetic attack that's going on right now. It's no other thing. It's nothing else I can really say about it. It's amazing. It's amazing to be alive in the truth at this time, to know what we know in the truth, to know we serve a power that is going to save the lives of his people the way he did in Egypt. He's going to do it again, the same exact way. Terror on all sides. Give me this scripture that says, is this the man that made the earth tremble? Did you see that scar, that hickey on Donald Trump's neck? He got a goddamn bruise all on his goddamn neck. Melania probably beating Donald Trump's ass at home as he's the leader of the free world, bombing who he wants and landing in Spain how he wants. Melania is probably tearing his ass up for being in them Epstein files. Did you see that bruise on his neck out Sunday night when he spoke to the media? This cat, Donald Trump, is a real life villain. And remember, white people, you voted for him. I don't want to hear your cries and your lamentations regarding the soldiers who are dying and is going to die during this war, during World War III, because this is who you wanted, simply because you hate black people, because you hate Hispanics, Latinos, the chosen people of God. And because you hate black people, because you hated DEI and affirmative action, because you hated the Civil Rights Bill of 1965, because you hate the history of America putting black people enslaved and their lynchings and the Emmett Till history and the history of George Steiny, the history of Margaret Thaner and the eugenics program called Planned Parenthood, because you hate to face your history, and who you really are, your children are going to die. And it is absolutely beautiful in the sight of God because you hate the children of Israel simply because we are better than you. Simply because we're better than you. And instead of just accepting your new overlords, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, instead of accepting us being over top of you, you elect a man like Donald Trump who is a pedophile, could come, and who is going to send your kid to die simply so that his secret doesn't get out. That's who you elected. A man that you are better than, white people. A man you're better than. You elected him. Now you got to deal with the consequences. You pray for rain. You cannot, if you pray for rain, you got to expect the mud. That's one of my favorite quotes from Denzel Washington. He said, you can't pray for rain and not expect the mud too. Nigga, you oppressors better expect the mud. And it is going to get real muddy here soon. Real muddy here soon. There's only so much stabilization, hypothecating, and rehypothecating that the goddamn oil companies can do. There's only so much. It can't be stabilized forever. You got to think if this war lasts longer than 3 weeks, gas could go up to $5 a gallon in California and New York, which means here in the Midwest, it'll be what, $3.50, close to $4, and it will only increase. It will only increase with more terror, with more plagues, with more of the bombs that are coming. It's going to go up, Kakam. Give me the Obadiah. First, give me the scripture. Is this the man that made the earth tremble? And then I want to
this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 16. It says, They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Oh boy.
Verse 17, that made the world.
Read that again. And also to you dummies out there, also to these dummy trolls out there, we are not liberals. We're not conservatives. We're not liberals. We don't line up with any political ideology, any of that garbage that you white people have been lied to about for the last 60 years. You white people believe in every lie that these racist white politicians tell you. So you align with the political party. And the UPK, we don't. We're not affiliated with anyone or anything.
That's right.
Shema Yasha Allah, Allahayanawa, Yahweh Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. We don't align with anyone but the Most High. We aren't political. We aren't liberal. We aren't conservative. We aren't red, blue, Democrat, independent. We're Israelites. We're the children of slaves that you white people hate to look at because you know it means justice from a black man by the name of Jesus Christ. White people hate to look at your face because they are reminded of how cruel they are. Well, let the Epstein files show you how cruel your president is. Let our faces show you how cruel you've been for the last 400 years, 2,000 years since the Greeks. You white people have a day coming. Everything you get is what you deserve. That's one thing I know about the Most High God could come, is that you get what you ask for. And you white people have been begging for this for the last 60 years. Since Dr. King, you've been begging for a country to come and whoop your ass. You've been begging for Christ to come and slaughter you so much that the blood is going to reach the horse's bridle. You've earned your reward, Esau. You've earned it. Don't cry now. Don't get mad at black people now. Get mad at your president. I don't give a damn if he was a Democrat, Republican, or independent. The white man is the devil, no matter who he is, no matter what Republican, no matter what political party he's a part of. I know that. And you have coming what you deserve. Read that again, Kakam.
Kanawa Khan, the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Brother,
that did shake kingdom?
This is what everyone is saying now. And in another month, you're really going to be talking about it because you thought the American military was, which it is, the most powerful military this earth has ever seen. You're going to look at, you know what footage I saw last night? I saw footage of one of those downed F-16 pilots who ejected from the Air Force, the United States Air Force. Did you see that clip out? Those damn, where were they at? In Yemen? Was it
Kuwait?
Kuwait, the Wada. Brother, Kuwait is an ally to America. This pilot was scared to death. He thought he saw the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei face to face could come. Do you hear me? This devil that was a pilot got on his knees. On his knees, this white man did. He's supposed to be the man. This F-16 is a dragon. Remember the prophecy John the Revelator had. This is that old serpent, the great dragon. Is this the man that made the earth tremble? This is a coward to come. He don't want to fight. Did you see the Marine that got his ass locked up in Congress because he said he spoke out against this war, protesting this war in uniform? The Marines are supposed to be the big, bad, bold Marines, the leathernecks, the jarheads. They don't want to go to fight. They don't want to fight anymore. Could you ever imagine when you were younger, seeing the movies of John Wayne and Clint Eastwood and the Big Jake? Do you ever imagine your words being, white men don't want to fight? Could you ever imagine that, brother? These white men are scared to death. I mean, they're petrified. Don't believe Western media. Open your eyes. Go walk the streets. Go up and down the boulevard and look at how scared to death the white man is. Terror on all sides. He's terrified, There's too much going on. He's at war with Ecuador, invading Spain, bombing Iran, Kuwait down pilots. That pilot was scared to death, It was beautiful. I laughed, Did you see how quick this white man got on his knees to survive? That is, you know why it was so beautiful, Kakam? Because that is prophecy.
Damn right.
Prophecy. You can see these tough white men that abuse these innocent Mexicans, these ICE agents that are white men who beat their wives and abuse a 5-year-old Mexican boy who abused the slaves. You see, it ain't so fun when the rabbit got the gun. When the white man meets his match, he's terrified because he's a coward. He's a bully and a coward. So he's going to get on his knees and do whatever those Kuwaitis, brother, that white pilot would have sucked the penis of every Kuwaiti that was standing right there just so he could live. Not in the UPK. We would rather die with the Philistines because we aren't cowards. There's no black man that would have been over there and got on his knees. He would have been ready to fight. You would have seen a black man do this. He would have pagaibawa. I don't give a damn if he was in the truth or not, because black men are real men. Because Latinos, the people you have been abusing since Christopher Columbus, we're better than you. That's why your women want us so much, because we're real men. We don't abuse the weak the way you white men do. This devil was over there about to get on his knees and do whatever they told him to do. Do you understand me, Kakam? Whatever they told him to, just so he could live another day. Just so he could live. Not us. Brothers ain't going for that. They would have said, listen, I'm going to die today. And they give those pilots a pistol. He was so, like, all of the training went out of his skull. All the training went out of his body when he saw them with those pipes. They didn't have weapons. They had pipes. And all the training went out of his body. He was getting down. Yes, he was going to say, Assalamu alaikum. That's what that white pilot was gonna think. Give me the video so these people can see what the hell I'm. You can even pull it up on my Facebook page. Show me that video of that pilot, that white pilot that F-16 pilot who was flying a dragon. Is this the man that made the earth tremble? He's gonna suck a Kuwaiti penis to live another day. Is this the man that has been abusing us? White people, your time is out. The time for the oppressor is over, and he knows it, which is why he's more cruel than ever. That's in the Bible. Kakam, that's one of your favorite precepts to pull. Knowing that the time is at hand, he had but a little time. The short time, he's coming down with great wrath and great vengeance. Look at this video here. Oh my God. It was a woman pilot. I don't believe that. I don't see a woman there. What do you see? You see a man or a woman, Kakam?
No, Salaki. So if I could, yeah, there was like 2 or 3 pilots that got first of all, it was an accidental shoot down because Kuwait, that's that DI shit. You know what I mean? Salaki. They done shot down their ally, friendly fire. But yeah, there was one that was a woman pilot, but this one ain't it.
You see that, Devils? Ralph Hernandez? This ain't a woman. This is a man. You understand? This ain't no woman pilot. That's a man. And even if it was a woman pilot, I thought women were equal. Ain't that what white women, Margaret Thainer? Ain't that what you white women, Gloria Thainer? Ain't that what y'all told black women in the 70s? Hold on, Kakam. Wait, now the hypocrites are loose. White people are hypocrites because you telling me that if this was a woman, it would excuse her behavior. I thought that white women told black women in the 70s you were equal to the man, that you don't need a man. It's your body. You do what you want. Well, brother, let me tell you something. If this was a white woman pilot, she's supposed to be equal to her man, isn't she? Isn't that what white women have been pushing for the last 50 years since 1976? So I don't want to hear that this is a woman. It wouldn't make a difference if it was a hyena. It's the white man. That's the reason why we're playing the video, because it's white people that are petrified and terrified because of all the cruelty you ruled the earth with over the last 2,000 years since the Greeks. You've ruled the earth with cruelty and vile and lasciviousness, and now all of it is coming back on you. Now that's why white people are so scared, Kakam. They're afraid. Brother, we went to do interviews last week. Brother, white men were looking at me and Elias Shah like, I mean, you should have saw these white men. And these weren't no scrawny white men. These are white men like Cornaya size that was just like, no, thank you. No, we don't want, no. Like, I mean, just white people. If you get out in the streets, these white people are scared. They didn't know what. And listen, in the UPK, when we're out at camp, we don't have guns when we go out to camp. There's no reason for white people to be afraid of us. We've never done anything to anybody. In from 1969 until now, the ISUPK have never murdered anybody and never kidnapped anybody, who never committed any crimes against anybody, no matter what race they were. And they see us, these crazy looking niggas. You should have seen how scared these white men with their wives were Saturday to do these interviews. I mean, terrified, Kakam. Show me the video. This is how scared they were, Kakam. This is how scared they were, like this white pilot.
Go! Oh! Run! Back up. Go! Back up. Go! Okay. Muhammad. Go! Back up. American. Come on.
Did you see him, Kakam?
Why? He was on his knees, like you said. Hey, like you said, he was on his knees. He was about to say "Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam" to them.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was about to get on there and say, "Inshallah." He was gonna get on there and say, "Praise be to Allah, the beneficent." He was gonna sound like the beginning of the Malcolm X movie. Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. He was gonna do whatever those Kuwaitis told him to do, and it was so prophetic and beautiful, like, because this is the man that made the earth tremble with his F-16s. And now his life is in peril and doesn't know what's next for him. Remember, white people don't believe in God. They believe they are God. That's why Donald Trump talks with his pride. Thy pride, that's what I want next to come. Play it one more time and then give me Obadiah. Remember, I got to get out of here early now from now on because my schedule changed. So give me this, play this one more time, and then give me Obadiah. That whole entire book of Obadiah is heavy. Give me Obadiah.
Go! Done!
Oh, Salakia. Thank you. Who is it? Dre Spo said they're F-15s, not F-16s. Thank you, Dre. They're F-16s, not F-15s. Here's what I do know. If it was F-15, F-16, FA-18, and F-35, your pilots are going to suck Kuwaiti's penis so they can save their lives. Thank you, Dr. Spo. Go ahead, play it again now.
Yeah, it don't matter what. Like, it don't matter if it was an F-10. They still
Thank
gonna
you.
do
I
the
don't give a damn if it was
same
a T-35 training jet. You oppressors are terrified, and you should be. You should be. Go ahead, Kakam.
Go! Done! Back up. Stop. Back up. Okay. Muhammad, ارجع. Muhammad. Back up. American. American. Come on.
Okay, Kakam. Now give me Obadiah 1 and 2. Give me Obadiah verse 2. It says exactly the freedom this fool has because of American patriots. Listen, hold on. I hear, look, some of these may not even be trolls. These are real white people that's watching this show right now can come to this class. Let me tell you white people something that's watching. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Hold on. Let me pull this up full mask. Kakam Gabar. These oppressors are sad that we're speaking out against their crime and their cruelty. This devil said exactly the freedom, and I'm going to show you what he's responding to. Hold on. This cat, Miss Bunny, who's probably a white whore, that's what it looks like from that picture. She says, I don't agree with what you guys are saying, but you're allowed. By the way, that's the wrong phrase. You said allowed like I'm talking. You mean allowed, A-L-L-O-W-E-D. Not only a white woman whore, they're stupid. I don't agree with what you guys are saying, but you allow your beliefs and views. And in this devil here, this Peckerwood, some rube from the South, he says, my picture is a frog. Okay, no sweat. You're a whore. And if you're a white man, you're a sodomite or a rube. You're a sodomite rube. Okay? He says exactly the freedom this fool has because of American patriots. Black people are American patriots. White people don't serve this country. Black people serve this country. Black people died for this country. Don't give me no quote or no statement about American patriots. Niggas and spicks and redskin are American patriots. What's the name of those? What's the name of those fighter jets and those fighter attack helicopters? Aren't they called the Apache and the Tomahawk and the Chinook? Yeah. The missile is called a Tomahawk missile. Why is it named a Tomahawk missile? Why is it called the Chinook? Why is it called the Apache? Because the people of this land, the indigenous people of this land, fought so hard against the white man that he revered their fighting spirit. Who won World War II? Was it not the Navajo Cold Talkers in Japan? Who won the Pacific Theater? You goddamn white idiot. My people are American patriots. Furthermore, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians serve in the American Armed Forces more than white people. That's not conjecture, Mr. White Man. That's a fact you can look up. Look up the races of people, the ethnicity of people who enlist in our oppressors' military the most. It's not white people. White men rape women in the Epstein files and go to college.
Right.
They don't go and serve in the Americans' military. They don't do that. So don't give me this crap about American patriotism. And furthermore, like he said, yes, we are free. I thought we were free. That's what they tell us. Don't they could come? They say you weren't slave. You weren't a slave. You're free. Well, if I'm free, ain't I free to hate America?
Right.
If I'm so free, aren't I free to hate America? Aren't I free to disrespect America? Aren't I free to disrespect the American flag? Aren't I free to do that? I thought we were free, could come. If we're so free, aren't I free to say the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of? God damn, I can't say the white man is the devil, but Donald Trump, who is a 5-time draft dodger, can rape your children and grab your women by the pussy. You white men are cucks, and God is coming to unalive you. That's all you better understand about my freedom, Mr. White Man. Read Obadiah 1 and 2 out. You're also free to get the F out of America. I'm also free to stay the F in America. Aren't I free to stay the F in America? Aren't I free to stay in America and talk about America? Donald Trump did, Goob AF. Goob AF, your president talks about when Donald Trump was running for president, he said America needs to be greater because it's terrible. You're letting in the criminals. You're letting in the criminals. How is Donald Trump, who never served in the American military, he dodged. He dodged the draft 5 times. How can he talk about America and no one ever told Donald Trump to get the F out of America? I think you white people are racist. That's what I think. I think that you just simply hate the sight of niggas that don't have chains on their necks, and they don't have chains on their ankles, and they don't have chains on their goddamn wrists. I think that's what infuriates white people. Could come the fact that we aren't on the plantation picking cotton, that makes white people mad. We are effing the shit out of those white women. That's what makes white people mad. They hate the fact that our dicks are bigger than theirs. Excuse my French. They hate the fact that we're better than them, smarter than them, bigger than them, stronger, tougher, more spiritual, has more swag, built the planet. They hate who we are. They hate we are on those plantations. Because I never saw white men tell Donald Trump he's free to get the F out of America. All Donald Trump does is complain about how terrible the country was, and you white men voted for him. We're free to get the F out of America. So is Donald Trump. I'm not in the Epstein files, Goob AF, but your president is. Your president, he's not free to get out of America? You mean to tell me you like pedophilia? I know you do, Goob. I know you do, because you're a white man, and the Bible says that the wicked are estranged from the womb. You white people are sick. You need to be civilized because you're uncivil. But just wait. Just wait. You can bet your bottom dollar that civility is coming to you white people. You white people are going to be in chains when Christ returns. Read what you got.
That's right. Kanawakan. Yeah, this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Keep reading.
Kanawakan. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee.
There you go, bro. There you go, Mr. White Man. There you go. Life of bluegrass music. There you go. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Because you oppress black people for so long, because you oppress Hispanics and Native Indians for so long, you know what Donald Trump has? Hubris. And so does every white man. You're so proud. You're proud of what accomplishment? Of murdering the planet? Excuse me. Are you proud of the Epstein files? What do white people have to be proud for? Are you proud of Rome, the Roman civilization that had Caligula, where men were known open sodomites? Every Roman man was a sodomite, all of them. Same with the Greeks. That's what you're proud of? That's the history and heritage of your people that you're proud of? The Italian band full of sodomites? That's what you're proud of? Even the Roman mythology says that they are from 2 dogs, Romulus and Remus. Is that your pride? Well, listen, white people have pride in something. The Bible says the pride of thine heart, because you've oppressed us for so long, because you've murdered us for so long, lynched us for so long, raped us for so long, destroyed us for so long, you're proud. You're proud, like Donald Trump. I don't need Spain. I don't need you to tell me what I can do, Spain. We'll go in there and do whatever the hell we want to do. That's what Trump said. Trump said he'll invade Spain if he has to. And he said that there is nothing they can do to stop him. He said that. That's called pride, white man. And that white men are full of it. That white pilot, this devil here, hold on, let me show you. Is this the man that made the earth tremble? That white pilot was getting on his knees about to do anything those Kuwaitis asked him to do. This is the pride. This is your pride, Mr. White Man. That's your pride, Mr. White Man. You're getting on your knees to suck Kuwaiti penis. Is that who we're supposed to look up to as masculinity? That's toxic masculinity, being a coward. That's their pride, They're proud. Keep going. What does the Bible say about their pride? Cucumber bar, you on mute, you on mute.
Obadiah 1:3. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee.
Yikes.
Though thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
This is where white people came from. They came from the Caucasus Mountains. This is where you came from. You came from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. That's the name Caucasian. You don't have a reason to be proud, Mr. White Man. But because you are so proud, your pride deceives you. You think seeing the Marlboro Man and the Big Jake, and you think seeing Clint Eastwood and damn, who did I say earlier? The Duke. Who's the Duke? Elvis Presley and Clint Eastwood and Josie Wales and the Marlboro Man and F-15s and F-16s. You let that deceive you. Because who you really are, Mr. White Man, is a coward, and who you really are is about to be revealed in soon. It's about to be revealed soon. This cat said you are all talk. I may be all talk, but the Iranians ain't could come. The Iranians ain't all talk. Your sons and daughters are dying, and they're going to continue to die. A war that not a black person started, not a Hispanic started, but that a white man named Donald Trump, who you voted for, started. Last verse. Give me drop what you got out. Give me make dialect. Say it again.
No, I was gonna say, I got a precept on that war now that I think about it.
Well, give me, go ahead, get to your precept. We'll finish with your precept. Right. What I was gonna say is, black people, you better make your election sure. You better make sure that you pick a side, because everyone's picking a side during now. Now is the time to pick a side. You can't straddle the fence anymore. You're going to have to pick a side. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you better pick ISUPK side. You better join us and come in here. Or if you don't, you can bet your bottom dollar that you are going to be destroyed with these white people in the comments here and with Donald Trump. Now, go ahead, get what you got, read what you got, could come, and then we're going to get on out of here.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Verse 18.
You want to break that down now?
Yeah, so the Medes, that's a biblical reference to the Persians.
Mm-hmm.
And the Persian Medo Empire, which is the modern day Iranians, this is end time prophecy that the Lord will stir them up. What does it mean to be stirred up? Like you see today, they did their preemptive strike, and now they like, hey, it's no holding back. They letting out everything they got because they standing for their nation.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. And for us, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we've been slaves for so long, half of us don't even know what it's like to stand and die for your nation.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But what it also says that they will not regard silver or gold. So they ain't doing this for the money.
Yeah.
They doing this for their honor and their integrity
and their posterity. That's right.
You know what I mean? And reading on, it says they shall not delight in it. So yeah, they'll shut down the Strait of Hormuz. They'll bomb this, bomb that. They ain't worried about the money for that. matter. They worried about their nationhood.
That's right.
And verse 18, it says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. So that right now, just like how the so-called our oppressors, they didn't care about the women, the old, the children, or none of that. The Iranians, they ain't gonna care either. And this is the Lord doing this. Salaki, I yield.
Yeah, right. Listen, that's heavy, Yak. Listen, that's all I want to say in closing. Brother, this is the beginning. Just remember that. Remember in Matthew 24, Christ said what? All these things must happen. Don't be afraid. He's talking to the children of Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, don't be afraid unless you're in the world. If you're in the world, you better be afraid because you need to make your election sure. You come in here in the UPK, you won't have to be afraid any longer. You come in here and you'll learn what the truth of the Bible is, who the people of God are, and you will be safe from this that's taking place right now and that's going to get worse in the near future. So with that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Kukumgabar. Most High in Christ, sir.
Damn right. Yeah, this is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. A rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves for the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. And after that 6 months period, if a brother or sister is interested in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which that brother or sister will court one another. And then after that 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head. Tithes, that is a commandment. You can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and 21, or Malachi, chapter 3, 8 through 10. And that means a tenth in the Hebrew. It is ma'asharah. And that's 10% of every penny or increase that the Lord gives you. And you give that to the Treasury Department or to the teacher. A priest fund or free will offering for a priest is not mandatory. It's whatever amount you would like. And of course, the upcoming Holy Convocation that we have is the Lord's 57th annual Passover.
That's right.
April 4th, down in Houston, Texas. So definitely reach out to your nearest camp leader or whatnot. Go to isupk.com, pay your Passover fee. And April 1st, we got the slaughtering of the lambs. That Thursday, we got scripture breakdown. And of course, that Saturday is the Lord's 57th annual Passover. And then if any brother or sister wants to come into the school, any brother want to come into the school, you need to start wearing all black shirt, headband, war scarf. And with that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher, Amina Israel, Amadium, which means to stand. Amina Israel, Amadium Shabbat, Amadium Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatah.
Yahweh Matah means hands down. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sar, which means to turn. Sister Amadium, which means to stand. Mina Israel, Amadium Shabbat, Amadium Barak, Yahweh Shamar
Al-Athan Shem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shamar Al-Athan.
Yahweh Matah, classes.
Yeah, right. All right, Kukumgabar Shalom, mighty man. Shalom, sis.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Lord Christ, Hakim.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yohanan. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.